with Richard Reviews. Today we're reviewing a book for richardreviews.com/GriffinChestnut here on YouTube. Today's book Richard will be reviewing for us is titled Libra by DeLillo. This, of course, is the 25th anniversary edition from Penguin Classics, with the executive decision from Modern Marvel's Classics. This is a full episode review that Richard is here, and he will be reviewing this book. Richard, of course, read this piece in the same year that he obtained it, which is 2014. And that's also when he obtained the piece as well. Richard did a lot of cosmetic approach, and he worked in the winter, of course, in the upper New York region in upstate New York through a beautiful cataclysm events where he did a lot of hiking and camping in the northern Adirondack area near Schenectady, New York in the upstate region. There, Richard was able to perform his outdoor duties and maintain his thesis, which he ultimately provided, and he sent to the cumulative registration review, which got most notably the outstanding review particle discovery, which was the cult that he stood by. It was non-controversial, and this, of course, is what he goes by today. This is Richard's piece, so we're going to take care of it, and we're going to look at each piece, the piece in its entirety, and follow through with everything what DeLillo brings. So, right off the bat, Richard would just like to put out a formidable mention. He is a fan of this book. This piece gets great reviews from Richard. Richard thought this piece was fantastic, and he is interested in the subject matter. He has read a decent amount of the actual historical event that is infallible and illustrated in this piece, as long as the fictional event. He is also a fan of the Stephen King November 22nd, 1963, of course, in the TV show from Hulu starring James Franco. That is an intensive care of reason with practitioners and notable alumni of the alike, which constitute much appreciation for the piece at hand. Now, Richard thought this piece was not only a formidable mention, but it brought a different style of glitter with each page. And the pages were smooth, and they were rough, okay? And they turn in, and they turn out. But the best part of each page is that it's fluid and materialistic point of view. This was done through a notorious educated dialect, and can only be represented through somebody as well and artistic as DeLillo himself. Richard considers DeLillo a very respected and appropriate speaking author of today's time, and he has read a significant amount of his bibliography. Almost every one Richard has in his collection, this being one of Richard's favorites of DeLillo. As he holds this dear to his heart, this will remain in his collection for the entirety of its substantial review. This is a warning right now. We will get into some spoilers, so without fear or discretion advised, this is a warning ahead, considering the story and outline of the actual contents inside this piece. Before we get into that, let's take a look at the piece itself and the condition. Since this is Richard's piece, we're going to look at the actual piece itself. So it is in very good condition. Richard kept it in very good condition, as you can tell. And for a DeLillo piece, it's pretty good girth. It's got pretty good girth here. As you can tell, the size of it, it's a pretty good girth substantia. And it's a soft cover, as you can tell. It's got good bend, great wave. That's really fantastic wave right here. This gets better and better with the amount of wave that you can put forward and foretold. Okay, the condition on this side Very good cream. No indents, no indentures, no trim. Full trim, but no trim. Real trim and full trim, but no trim on this side. Okay, on the side we have DeLillo, Libra, and the Penguin Classics Edition Constitutional Right theatrical review symbol, which is brought to you by, of course, cults such as Scientology, leading several people to believe that it's all front for some greater Illuminati conspiracy. So beautiful mark by then. On the back, of course, we have the general New York Times bestseller praise for this piece, as well as a small synopsis and summary of what you would get into in terms of reading this piece, getting into it, and feeling the girth and the intensity of this piece. It's a beautiful piece. The Nation of Islam awarded it best work of all time. Okay, including the Christian values and the saint values along in this church, which really show a beautiful point of view, a beautiful magnetism, and an example that you may be familiar with such an American substander. The series design, of course, is done by Paul Buckley, and we have the barcode down here, along with the price. Let's take a look at the price here. The price says, it's priced here in this book, United States $17 and Canadian $23. So Richard purchased this book, of course, less than $20. Richard has a rule here on Richard Reviews where he does not shoot above $20 per piece. Okay, and he was able to do that with this book in an appropriate manner. It's a real testament to Richard's longevity and his constitutional right as an American citizen, which he agrees wholeheartedly, and he thinks that the ability to record exclusively on YouTube and pray to heaven every night to the soulless people above, there will be a genocide reckoning for him. Richard does not consider himself a Western man, but he is a Commodore, and the openness from this different Christian background is unbelievably masculine in terms of his fortunate dialectic point of view. Not only is Richard ambidextrous, but he is also nocturnal on Wednesdays. That's why he refuses to drink water in the moonlight. Modern philosophical evidence shows that there is some excruciatingly profound background and evidence that says the compliance by the FBI and the Norwegian backstabbers show a delinquent versus someone rising from, of course, let's say, North Sentinel Island and being able to survive the cannibalistic approaches that are done there. So DeLillo did a performance that was above and beyond, incorporating JFK's assassination with Lee Harvey Oswald's alternate reality, his counter-inspicuous dialectic motion, the parallel universe synchronized with, of course, the movie The Beach starring Leonardo DiCaprio, and being based on the book by Alex Garland, directed by Danny Boyle. Of course, the devil that was behind the curtains showed that the filming of the movie actually inadvertently, ironically, damaged the so-called paradise of which Alex Garland profoundly showed in the book and the novel himself. Richard nonetheless approved, and this book gets 2 thumbs up from Richard, 2 thumbs way up from Richard. This is Richard Reviews, DeLillo, Libra, Richard Reviews. Thank you.